All right, welcome back to my channel. It's Monday. I'm excited. I want to bring this video to you today. I was actually thinking about making it a motivational video, but I think it does, what I'm going to talk about today, I think it does pertain to money management concepts, entrepreneur concepts, working in a more professional capacity or trying to pursue a greater professional capacity in any way, shape, or form. And what I want to bring to you guys today, which I think is important, it came to me last week, and I've been guilty of it too, not as often, but I have been guilty of it, is encouraging myself and people to beware the logical excuse, or the excuse that's rooted in logic. So many times we talk ourselves out of things that are likely very good for us, with very factual and sound arguments that keep us in our very unempowered and really not wealthy or not rich state. Now again, wealth and riches, that is relative. Obviously there's a high level of wealth and riches that we know about, people that are extremely high earners that make a lot of money and have a lot of assets available to them. Yes, they're obviously wealthy. Yes, they're obviously rich. I also believe that you can own a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath ranch house and have it debt free, and own your cars and have your retirement set up where you'll have lifelong income for the rest of your life when you finally retire from work. That's also wealthy. That's also riches. But so many times, I think as people, we keep ourselves from pursuing things that we feel that are within us, creative ideas, urges, business pursuits, whatever the case may be, with really sound logical arguments that at the end of the day are just excuses. I know many people who have way more talent than I do and have way, really, in my opinion, better business ideas than I do that would probably be even more accessible, but they're constantly talking themselves out of it. Well, I don't have enough capital yet, or I don't know enough yet, or you know what, I don't have the mentors yet. I don't really have everything I need before I can get started. I'm going to speak to 2 things on that. First and foremost, anything in life, marriage, parenting, love, work, entrepreneurship, whatever, you're never ready, you just start. You can hope to be as prepared as possible. You can have a plan, but you're never truly ready. You're going to experience things that you didn't even think about, or that you couldn't even have fathomed before you were in this situation. That's number one. Number two, what we have to understand is that although you're not ever going to be ready, that's number one. Number two, what you have to understand is that the beginning of all discovery, okay, the beginning of all scientific discovery, but I would actually go further and say personal, emotional, professional, concerning the discovery with wealth, how to grow it. The beginning of everything is, watch this, I don't know. I'll say that again. The beginning of all discovery, whether it's scientific, personal, professional, concerning money, your creative force, invention. I have ideas to create, a speed loader holster that's inside the waistband that's more concealable. It's currently not on the market that I know of. I haven't, pursued it yet because I'm doing other things, but a creative idea like that, maybe something that you have as well. If you're talking yourself out of it with, well, I don't really know how to do it, I don't really know enough, yada, yada, yada. I'm really trying to help you and encourage you to understand that the beginning of all discovery is literally I don't know. And I don't know is a great place to start. That should actually be, if you are a person who's taking the land and you're not someone who's really just comfortable being in the rat race. I know individuals who love winning in the rat race, and anyone who thinks outside of the box that is the maze, they look at them as if they are another life form. Like how could you want to be free? Why would you not want to be in your cage? Typically those people are very high earners, they're very successful in their industry, and they love to brag about how much better they are than the next guy in their industry, or how many offers they get in the industry. And that's great, don't get me wrong, we need to be successful. But those same people oftentimes, you can approach them with an idea or what's their idea, and within 30 seconds of talking about it, all they do is shoot it down because they're committed to staying in the race. They're committed to staying in the vein of someone else is controlling me and getting me my paycheck, as opposed to me being free and getting my own, okay? And oftentimes what they do, it comes from a logical place of excuses a lot of times, but they get stumbled on the I don't know. I don't know how. And that is literally the beginning of everything in whatever you're doing. No one goes to school for the first time knowing how to read and knowing how to do mathematics. No one does anything for the first time knowing how to do it. You literally go into everything not knowing how, and you learn. So that's a fraudulent reason, that's a fraudulent excuse, and it's ultimately an excuse that's founded in logic. Because it is logical to understand, well, I don't know how to do something, so I'm not going to pursue it. I don't know how to play hockey, so I'm not going to get on an ice rink and try to play with a pickup game or try to join or be a part of the NHL. That's a logical reason. I don't want to do that either. So my point to bring that up is that we have this wonderful thing that is our mind that can help us navigate this reality, and there are some things that we shouldn't pursue because it's probably not conducive for us. But that same energy that we use to as caution to avoid problems oftentimes can become a buffeting and or hindering force and or energy to keep us from really going to a higher level monetarily, creativity in a creative fashion, as well as personal. So with my business, I earn more now than I did dollar-wise than I did with the company that I left over a year ago. But technically, if you actually compare apples to apples as far as effort and energy and time and all that stuff, I actually make less than what I earned at my previous job, because I'm the boss. I have to put in all the marketing work. I have to do all the work outside of the actual jobs. I have to make them. I have to network. I have to create the relationships and grow my business. I am the heartbeat of my business. Above and beyond just doing what I say I'm going to do with the customer, I have, at the time of service, I have to work outside of that. Write thank you cards. I have a meeting today with an individual to talk about some marketing. There's just a lot going on, whereas when I was with my previous company that I worked for, all I did was show up. I showed up 15 minutes early. I showed up 5 minutes early back from lunch. I left right at the time, right at 5 o'clock. And all I had to do was basically whatever they asked me to do, which wasn't a lot, because there wasn't a lot to do in comparison to what I do now. Now, even though, again, dollar amount wise, I make more money than than my previous position, the amount of money I'm making is actually right now, I'm going to grow it, but the amount of money for the effort I'm giving and for the amount of thought that's going into it is actually lower than the previous job. But see, for me, and logically, a lot of people that try to start their own business, a lot of times, I've experienced this already, when we say businesses fail, it's really just people who don't want to deal with people as an owner. They don't want to deal with the stress. They'd rather go back making less money with lower mental stress and lower emotional stress because they're happy in the cage, and that's fine. There are some people that are that way. There are some people that want to go to four walls and be told what to do. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. We need those people. But for me, even though the amount of money I'm making right now isn't commensurate with the effort I'm putting in and really the professionalism that's demanded of me that I'm growing into, I'm still excited and fired up about doing my own thing because it's mine, and ultimately I am free. I'm not allowing the excuse that's founded in logic or rooted in logic, or the logical excuse. I'm not allowing the logical excuse to dictate my perception of my reality about how I can earn, and most importantly, how I can feel about myself. This channel, I can't wait, because this month I am actually going to interview someone. I'm really excited. But this channel is more than about the A plus B equals C. It's more than just about the nuts and bolts. It's really about how we feel about ourselves concerning our money, our jobs, and our professions, and our businesses, and being empowered to succeed. And many, many times in this life, we talk ourselves out of doing great things with logical excuses and or I don't know. It's all wrong. It's all terrible. Now, please don't misunderstand. Don't get every red cent of equity against your house, that your family lives in, and bet it on this business that may be shaky at best. I'm not saying do that. You want to have a plan. You want to be tactical, but don't allow yourself to constantly be befuddled, and or hindered with these excuses that are rooted in a very sound, logical place. It's at the end of the day just an excuse. That's all there is to it. No matter what side of the aisle you're on, no matter what position you take as far as the afterlife and faith and spirit and whatever, if you're moving forward with something, you're moving forward in faith. And if your faith is low where you don't want to start a business, great, don't do it. But don't allow yourself to talk yourself out of it, because if you're doing that if you're talking yourself out of a creative urge that you have to start a business or create something that you want to get out, maybe it's doing videos, maybe it's writing music, maybe it's artwork, I don't know. But if you're talking yourself out of it you're probably talking yourself out of wonderful blessings and or experiences in your life elsewhere, okay? So today, 2 things. Learn to love the I don't know. Fall in love with it. It's the beginning of all scientific discovery. Number 2, beware the excuse that's founded in logic. Beware the logical excuse. At the end of the day, all it's going to do is stop you. At the end of the day, all it's going to do is give you a reason why you can't do something. I always tell people this. Don't tell me what I can't do. Tell me how I can do it. Because how I can do something is how I will change my reality. What I can't do changes nothing. It keeps me right where I'm at. I don't want to know about that. I've already experienced that. Tell me how I can. Do you understand? Tell me how I can do something. Learn to love the I don't know and avoid at all cost the excuse that's founded in logic. If you've liked the content today, please like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment in the section if you thought it was correct or incorrect. Hit the notification bell. I'm coming back at you guys Wednesday. I got a really exciting video for motivation to get us through that hump day. I'm pumped. I'm looking forward to seeing you then. Have a good day.